Yo, what's up? This your boy Shadzilla. Welcome back with another episode of Run the Play.
For RASHAD JENNINGS, left-handed hook shot is Saigon Heat just having no answer for RASHAD JENNINGS.
Run the Play is where I basically go through deals that I'm currently doing, deals that I've done, and deals that I'm looking to do in the future. A little bit about me, for those that you don't know. I played professional basketball for 8 years, retired in 2015, got directly into real estate, been in real estate ever since. Started out as a real estate agent, worked my way up to a wholesaler, if you will. Then I worked my way up to flipping. The next step in the process was building spec homes. Once I started building spec homes, I was like, man, damn, I could build a whole subdivision. So now that's where I'm at. Right now I'm building subdivisions, building commercial developments and things like that. Currently building 29 units here in Atlanta. Also building a car wash in Tennessee, as well as a strip mall in Tennessee, with a gang of stuff in the pipeline. So the reason why I started this, man, this podcast, this show, is to kind of give what I would have wanted coming into the game, coming out of retirement, because that transition, man, is not easy for a lot of people. It wasn't even easy for me, and I was prepared for it. I ended up getting my real estate license while I was still playing. So because I basically retired because of injury, and that's gonna be a lot of people's cases. But I had lingering injuries, so I knew I was on my way out. So I prepared myself for it. But a lot of people aren't that lucky. Sometimes it's just boom, in the middle of a game, you can't play no more, and you got to pivot. So if we all know that day is coming, why don't we just prepare for it? Well, that's what I want to do here with this channel. With this podcast, is to basically give unfiltered game straight from the horse's mouth. These are deals that I've actually done. I'm not telling you what my cousin did, what my brother did. I'm telling you what I did, how I did it. And if you really want to get deep into it, any kind of mentorship and all that, you know, we can get into that too. I definitely don't want to keep any game from anybody. I want everybody to win. It's not a shortage of information on this planet. We're in the information stage, metaverse and all this other, you know, intricate stuff. There's no shortage of information. What it's a shortage of, it's a shortage of execution. And it's almost too much information out here, because you're hearing something from this person, then you're hearing another thing from this person, your mama telling you this, your daddy telling you this, your cousin telling you this, your uncle telling you what he did in 98, and we're in a whole different market. You get so confused that you don't do anything. So today, I'm gonna teach you how to be a real estate developer. I came in the game in 2015. I wish I had what I'm giving you right now, because I really had to go the long route. You know, we wanna cut down on time. I know all in your life, everybody told you don't take shortcuts, don't work together, collaboration is cheating. Man, look, this is a whole new game. I'm gonna encourage you to network and collaborate and take shortcuts. The type of shortcuts I'm talking about is basically getting mentors, watching these YouTube videos, going to conferences, going to meetups, different stuff like that. That's if you wanna be a real estate developer. I'm not mad at the road I took, because along my road, I was building my team subconsciously. And by the time I got to the development stage, I already have real estate attorneys on the team. I already have realtors on the team. I already have contractors on the team. People have been seeing what I've been doing all these years, and now people are reaching out to me with properties, with land. Hey, I got this land, I don't know what to do with it. That's just all a part of going through your process, man. And especially when you document your process, people can really take a liking to you. They can really see that you for real, because as you know, it's a lot of faking on these apps, and people see money and they just go after that. What you can't fake is standing in front of your properties. You can't fake these HUD statements. I want to get into the first thing of how to be a real estate developer. So first, let me tell you what a real estate developer is and what he does. A real estate developer basically has the vision. They bring the plan together. Once they get the plan together, they build a team. The team could consist of your attorney, your lender, your partners, your architect, your surveyor. These are all key players in your development process. So you want to have a good, solid team. You want to make sure everybody knows what they're doing. You want to make sure everybody has done this before, especially if you haven't done it before. This is really the secret, the key to development. You want to go and build a team that are smarter than you. But you don't want to be someone who's doing it for the first time, and then you got all first timers on your team. You're gonna create a lot of chaos with that. So I'm gonna give you an example. I'm building a car wash and I'm building a strip mall. The contractor for the car wash may not be the contractor for the strip mall. I need a contractor who's built the car wash before, because I hadn't built one yet before. I'm in the process of building one. I want the guy who's built the car wash before building the car wash. I want the person who's built the strip center before to build a strip center. And I learned that the hard way. I was rehabbing a house. My new construction contractor, I gave them the job for the renovation, cost me $40,000 less. Just because you can do one thing, that don't mean you can do the other thing. I learned that from day one, to put people in positions to win. If you're a new construction builder, here, I give you all my new construction stuff. If you are a home renovator and you're used to finding surprises when you open up the walls, I'm giving you all the renovation. My car wash guys, my car wash guy. My tiny homes guys, my tiny homes guy. My strip mall guys, my strip mall guy. I'm not just gonna give you the highlight reel. It's ingenuine. It's setting you up for a trap. It's gonna be surprises. If you're not a problem solver, real estate and entrepreneurship may not be for you. You can't just make excuses. I've been in situations where, like that $40,000 lesson, other than firing the contractor, it's time to lace up the boots, get somebody else in there and keep the project going. You don't have time to cry. You don't have time to do this, that, and the third. You know, we had to reframe the house 3 times at a time where the framing was 3 times the average price of what lumber was supposed to be. So, I mean, that was an expensive lesson. That also helped me dial back my buy box to where, one, I'm never doing a renovation over $80,000 again, ever. I can build new. That's a part of the process. And I had to go through that to refine what I'm looking for in these deals. Let's get into the other points of how to be a real estate developer. First, you want to pick your niche. Figure out what you want to develop. Do you want to develop self-storage? Do you want to develop multifamily? Do you want to develop tiny homes like I'm doing? Do you want to develop car washes like I'm doing? Do you want to develop strip malls? Do you want to develop retail? Do you just want to develop the land and flip it to a national builder? Each one of these facets are lucrative. You just got to find out what your superpower is and go in that direction. And once you get a little more seasoned, you could start building whatever makes sense. Because that's what I do at this point. The car wash made sense because it was a previous car wash on that land. So it's all the underground plumbing is already there. The strip mall made sense because they have new developments in the area. We have the second largest paint plant coming to that area, a Japanese paint plant, the second largest in the world, I think, not the country, the world. So that's gonna bring jobs, that's gonna bring traffic. The car wash and the strip center are side by side. That paint plant coming to that side of town is gonna bring traffic, it's gonna bring jobs, it's gonna bring more people to that side of town. And they gotta drive by my car wash every day. They gotta drive by my strip mall every day. That's the first thing. Figure out what you want to develop. Next, figure out what are your skills. What do you bring to the table? Development is a team sport. Whatever your strength is, you want to go build a team around everything that you're not good at. So let's say, for example, you're a general contractor. You're tired of building for everybody else, you want to build for yourself. So you want to go find you someone who can find a deal. Typically that's a realtor, a broker, or a wholesaler. Then you want to go get you someone who can finance the deal. Private money, hard money. I never use bank money, but you could probably use bank money. Bank money on development is kind of tricky because you probably won't get a bank loan until you got all of your entitlements. That's gonna throw an extra level into the game. Because if you go to a bank, you're probably gonna have to need a sponsor who's done developments before to sign on the loan for you. So you're gonna need that. That's the financing part. You're gonna need a attorney to close the deal, probably write up your contracts, write up your documents, everything like that. You also gonna need a surveyor. You're gonna need a civil engineer, somebody to draw up the plan so you can present to the city when you go through that process. If you gotta get it rezoned, you need to learn that process. And the good thing about that is the planning and zoning committee will tell you what you need to do. It's pretty like cut and dry. Like, you know, you fill out the zoning application, they give you a date to come before the board. You do everything that you need to do. And, you know, they'll approve it or disapprove it based on a lot of different factors. The practicality of it, the need of it, you know, how will it affect traffic? Is it you know, you got to meet with the fire marshal. Everybody gets to say so when it comes to development. Like right now on my strip mall, they're only letting people turn right out of my strip mall. You can only turn right. You can't turn left. But you know, these type of things, like little simple stuff like that, man, like development can get really, really refined. So just be prepared for that and get your mind right. So you got your team. Next, financing is a part of your team. That's to go vertical. But right now I'm talking about the financing to actually acquire the property so you can even present to the city. A lot of people will say, and I agree with this too, I've done it both ways. A lot of people will tell you, hey, don't actually close on a property until you get all of the entitlements. Now, for those of you who don't know what entitlements are basically all of the soft costs, all of the preliminary things to get approved for the city or the county or whatever municipality that you're in. Especially if you're new, do not close on the property until you get all of your entitlements approved. We call it shovel ready. You don't close on your property until you're shovel ready. Now, I've done it both ways. The land that I'm building the 29 tiny homes on, we closed on the land without any entitlements. You know why? Because we knew we had different exit strategies. If we couldn't build tiny homes, we could at least build townhouses. We could at least build spec houses. We was gonna build something. And that was when I did the preliminary application meeting with the planning and zoning committee. I made that a point. The city inspector actually asked me. He said, "Who's your market? Who will live here? Why don't you just build townhomes?" And I told him, I said, "Well, I could build townhomes, but we won't be solving any affordable housing problems. You know, we're here to solve problems. Like I could build whatever you allow me to build, and quite frankly, I'll get paid the same." But we won't be solving any issues. It'll just be business as usual. Transaction here, transaction there. The hood stay the hood. Nobody gets lifted up. You probably have to build something to where the people in the hood can't even afford it. So now they get displaced, and it's just a chain reaction. And I'm glad they granted us, the permission to build what we wanted to build. Because not only are we here, of course we got to make a living, but we wanna build people up. We want to sell these units to people in the community. We don't want to have them. Oh, this is too high for us. We got to go further south. You know, we didn't want that. We wanted the people of College Park to be able to buy in College Park at those price points they can. And the last thing, but this is probably the first thing, in development, is finding a property. I've purchased properties from wholesalers. I purchased from the MLS. I purchased people going through divorces. You name it. There's different ways to find properties. I have other videos on that. Probably 50 different ways, to find properties, man. I found properties using Deal Machine, driving for dollars. I found properties just by putting out content and people knowing who I am. They know I actually do the business. I have people emailing me properties like, hey, I got 20 acres. I don't know what to do with it. Hey, I got 14 acres. I don't know what to do with it. We're doing a deal right now where, someone said, hey, I got 14 acres, just cut me in on a deal, something fair, and we could do a deal. And we're working on that deal actually right now, today as we speak. Hopefully I answered a lot of your questions, how to be a real estate developer. If you're interested in being a real estate developer, I can leave you with a couple more little jewels. Man, the best way to learn is to really get out there and get your hands dirty. That's one of my favorite quotes, come get your hands dirty. A lot of people have different learning styles. And I'm very conscious of that. Some people could watch this video and get everything that I'm saying and take it and run with it. Some people need to see me do it. Some people need to hear it. Some people need to actually do it and touch it. So you're getting all of that outside of the touching and feeling thing. So the next thing I would say, no matter where you are in the world, you need to find someone, volunteer for them like I did when I first came in the game. Now, let me back up a little bit. When I first came, I'm very big on shadowing and adding value. When I first came in the game, I had a friend who was ahead of me. He was doing, he was already flipping and he was contracting, he was doing inspections. So he had a vast knowledge of houses. I used to call him like, hey, what side of town you on today? He like, I'm in East Point today. Pull up, this the address. I'm in Lithonia today. Pull up, this the address. I'm in Decatur today. Pull up, here's the address. And I would just go out there. And I'm telling you, man, the first 5 times I was out there, I was frustrated like hell because I didn't know what was what. I didn't know up from down, left from right. But I just kept going. I just kept going. Then shit started sounding familiar. Then I start putting the pieces together, because at this time I'm just a real estate agent and a new real estate agent at that. So I'm trying to learn real estate, period. I'm trying to learn how to be an agent. Then I'm trying to learn how to be an investor, because that was my end goal. But you got to go through that process. The best way to learn is to really go out there, get on site, shadow, ask questions, add value. Ask questions, add value. So what I'm gonna do for y'all now as a bonus is switch my scene, because we actually turning my office into a design center. And we're 50% sold out on pre-sales. We haven't even stuck a shovel in the ground, and we already 50-60% sold out without even having a model for them to go through. The renderings was just that on point. Like, people just know that these are gonna come out phenomenal. So I'm gonna switch my scene so you can actually see the development that I'm working on. And you know, I'll go through that for a little bit. I don't want to keep y'all too long, and you know, we'll get into it. So yeah, this is the 29 unit tiny home community that I'm doing. I don't know if you can see down here, but we have in the community, we have its very own belt line. The community will be gated. As you can see, we have the fire pits for the amenities, a lot of green space. This part right here will actually be a dog park. You know, so 29 units. We have 3 different models. The sizes ranges from 385 square feet up to 480 square feet. I think the biggest one, which is the Valentina, this will be like a Valentina 2-level, 1 bedroom, 1 loft, and that's around 680 square feet. So this is the development that I'm doing that's gotten approval. We went through the planning and zoning. We had to get a rezone. They actually created a zoning for us, and then we had to get a variance, because by law the houses have to be 20 feet apart, and we got a variance so they're 10 feet apart, so 5 feet on each side that we got approved for this tight-knit you know, tiny home community. A lot of people say, oh, they're so close, they're so close. That's the point. We're bringing back a sense of community. And I left off one of the other amenities. We're gonna have a community garden where the community, you can just go out there and grow food and everything like that. So it's really innovative. This is different. This is not like your typical subdivision. You live next door, across the street from somebody, you never see them, you never speak to them, you never ask them for milk, anything like that. We're bringing back a sense of community. Like I said, we have a high demand for these. Waiting list is around 400 people. We already 50-60% sold out on pre-sales without even sticking a shovel in the ground yet. So if you want to become a real estate developer, if I left out anything, talk to me in the comments. I talk back. I just drew the play up for you. It's on you to run the play. Let's get it.